Hi everybody, and thanks for joining Stamp with Tracy for today's Well Wednesday. For today's Well Wednesday, I am going to work with the hybrid embossing folder Stars at Night. This is an awesome item. If you've never used a hybrid embossing folder before, then you're in for a treat. If you have, going to be happily showing you this. So when you buy the hybrid embossing folder, you get the embossing folder as well as 14 dies that go along with that. Now, if you want to get the stamp set as well, which a lot of those match the stars that it cuts out, and it has some great little greetings as well, you can buy the bundle, and that's $56.50. And all of that can be found on our current mini catalog on page 17. Now let me show you what they look like. So here are the dies. There are 14 different dies. Now a couple of them are stars that are the same star, so that you can cut out two at a time, like these two right here and these two right here. So they're the same star, so that way you can cut out more than one at a time. Then you have this big one here. That is 3 pieces, and this is the one that matches the hybrid embossing folder that you can actually just emboss, or you can emboss and cut. So you want to have the side with the little Stampin' Up on it, and you want to line that up, and your little die, 3-piece die that's together, fits into place there. You can see it's like fitting right into the raised embossed part. Now, a lot of times I'll take and use a little piece of washi tape to hold my die into place. I do that sometimes just because it tends to move, especially when you've used your embossing folder a lot and it warps a little bit. It doesn't hurt the use of it at all. But sometimes I use it, sometimes I don't. I've never really had any problem. So you would take your cardstock, and you would have a cut piece of cardstock, and you would put it in here, and you would position it, and it would cut out the stars as well as emboss them. Now what I did was used gold foil paper, and I cut out the embossed stars as well as the rest of the dies to show you what they look like. So here are the embossed stars. There are 3 of them. And that third one, I think I cut the corner off, so I didn't put it on here, but here it is. Oh, no, there it is. Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3. What's the other size look like? Oh, it's long and skinny. Okay. It's this one here. And then, oh, the really big one is the one I'm missing. Okay, so here's the really big one. So there's the real big one, and that's embossed so pretty. You can see it has like 3 different layers of embossing. And then this one and this one here. They are the 3 that actually cut out from the die set and are also embossed when you run it through the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine with the die inside the folder. Now the rest of these here are just dies. Let me take these 3 off so that you see. These are just the dies that are cut. Beautiful stars. These are a couple of leaves, different size stars. This is a label, some more stars. Like I said, there's 2 of these and 2 of these to make a total of 14. And then they're also, I'm going to put it against this blue here so you can see it, this beautiful star cut that you would make the design on your paper. So let's just grab my scissors here. Now, I did this all on scrap, so you're not going to get the full appreciation of it. But if you cut that on a card, it would show through like that, which I think is absolutely beautiful as well. There are so many beautiful different ideas using all of these, but I'm going to show you some pretty easy, simple ones tonight. So, first I'm going to start off with a piece of our thick basic white cardstock, and this is cut at 8.5 by 5.5 and scored at 4 1/4. Now this one here I am going to use horizontally, so this is going to be a landscape look. So I'm going to take, and I already put my pieces of my dimensionals on my star, And I am going to line this star up right over top of the embossed star. So I ran this through first using the gold foil paper. That's absolutely beautiful. And you can find our specialty papers on page 127 of our annual catalog. So let me try to line this out without getting my head in the picture here. There we go. So now I have that on this embossed. I did run this through the embossing folder without the die. And then the gold I ran through with the die to cut that out. And then I stamped the Peace on Earth. Again, I'm using the Peace on Earth from the Christmas Classic stamp set. That was last week's Well Wednesday. Hope you got a chance to watch that one. And what I did was just stamp that on our basic white cardstock. And then I added, cut it out by hand around the sentiment, Peace on Earth. Add that to the corner, right-hand corner. And then I have my stamp and seal. And we will add this to the top of our thick Whisper White card base. Now, another little thing you can do to make this even extra special is you can add one of our little star trinkets right to the center of it. And that would make it pop even a little bit more. See if you can see that. So I just added that little star trinket on top to give it a little bit more of a glittery thing going on. My little bling. You know how I love my bling. Okay, and then there's another one that I want to show you. Nice and simple and easy. And with this one here, I took the big star that was cut out, and then the other star that's shaped like this, and one of them that's shaped like this. Oh, nope, sorry, just this one. So it was the big star, then this star, and then I put a little star that was cut out from just a die, and that was this one, and put it on top of there. I was going to use the bling, but I decided I'd show you one with the little bling and one with just an extra star. So this one here, I'm going to make the card portrait style. And again, ran this through my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. If you can see those beautiful stars that have been embossed on here. And I think this time I'm just going to go ahead and use my Stamp and Seal. I'm not going to pop this one up because it already has more than enough dimension with it being the 3 layers of stars. Let me see if I've got that on there straight. And then press that down. And as I said, I did use the dimensionals behind this one and behind this one to give it more depth. So if you can see that depth it has. Now we're going to layer that onto a piece. This piece here is 5 by 3 3/4. And then I'm going to layer that onto a piece of Night of Navy that is 5 1/4 by 4. So that's 1/4 of an inch bigger. We'll center that there. And again, I did the Peace on Earth same way. Cut that out by hand. And add that to there. And then I have a basic white thick card base that is again 8.5 by 5.5, and we'll layer that Night of Navy onto there. And then for the inside, I'm going to stamp Tidings of Joy. Now I haven't stamped with this yet, so I am going to use my little nail file. I always like to take an emery board or a nail file, a very light sanding block. So this sanding block has been used a lot, so it's very, very fine. It's not real rough. You don't want to put anything too rough on there. An emery board works. Some people just stamp it with Versamark. And then I take it over to my cleaning pad using my stamping mist, and I clean it and dry it. And I always do that before I use a stamp. I actually do it if it's a photopolymer stamp or a rubber stamp. There just seems to sometimes, more on the photopolymer, be a little bit of oils or something still left on them. But on the rubber, sometimes it seems to be that I get a better image when I do it on there as well. So I tend to do it to almost all of my stamps. So then I have Tidings of Comfort and Joy on the inside of that one. And I'm going to do the same thing on my other one. And then you have a lot of other stamps that you could choose as well, but I'm just going to go with Peace on Earth, and then on the inside, Tidings of Comfort and Joy. And I might add a little star to the inside to make it match the outside, and I'll just put a little bit of liquid glue on that and bring that little bling to the inside. And I'll do the same thing with the other one. This one I'm just going to add one of the longer, narrower stars and put that down here in the corner as well. So there we have it. Again, I did not purchase the stamp set. I just purchased the hybrid embossing folder along with the dies. I have a lot of Christmas stamps, so I didn't really see the need for that. I have so many, but that bundle is absolutely beautiful, and the stamp matches that label just perfectly there. The Merry Christmas fits in there just fine as well. And then you have the little leaves here that match those die cutouts as well. So you have all these beautiful things that go along with that if you wanted to buy that bundle. Now, we are coming up on the end of October. This is my last Well Wednesday in October, so there's a few other things I want to mention to you. Don't forget about my Class to Go. Now, my Class to Go has these 2 cards in it, and if you spend a minimum of $40 and add the October host code to your order, then you will be given this card class for free. So you would get this stuff to make 2 of each of these cards. Now, no stamping is done for you. That's why I try and pick cards that are basically very little stamping. And this is all done with the die cuts from the stamp set Star of Night, the bundle Star of Night, the dies. And again, the Christmas Classics stamps is what I used here. And this is an older set I got the Merry Christmas from. I thought this was carried over, but I entered the number to give you the information, and I was wrong. It wasn't. But you will get all of the stuff you need here except the stamped part. So you'll get the cutout of the oval. You'll get the cutout of the shepherd and the king, and then the nativity set, and it's enough to make 2 of these cards, and you just need to assemble them. Again, that's with a $45 order or more, and using my August host code. Now, if your order does happen to be over $150, you don't need to add the host code, and you will still qualify for my October Class to Go. You can also purchase this class if you didn't place an order this month, but you really did want to get the cards to make that, and that would be a $25 fee. So for $25, that would cover the postage of sending it to you, as well as all the supplies to make 4 of these cards. I have to double check my notes. I will double check that. Just reach out to me. I can't remember if I was charging $20 or $25 this month. Sometimes the designer series paper may be a little bit different. It's not going to be exactly as this because I don't have enough for everyone that qualifies to do it exactly the same, but it will be very similar. So don't forget, for Well Wednesday and Stamp with Tracy, you need to like and comment, and that will give you the chance to win tonight's 2 cards. So you will win these 2 cards. I enter everybody's name who likes and comments on today's video, and I put them on a wheel of names, and then I spin it, and the winner is usually picked on Monday evenings, and I notify the winners by posting on my Facebook page, and then I get the cards out to you for some happy mail. So don't forget that. And also, it's the last week, if you're interested as just a hobbyist to get a discount on your supplies, or possibly try to make a business out of being a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, that you get that great deal of 35% off the price or 35% more of product in your starter kit. And remember, with Stampin' Up!, you do get to pick what's in your starter kit, which is a fantastic plus. A lot of companies, they send you a starter kit of supplies that they give you. But with Stampin' Up!, you get to pick and choose the amount of the products that you want, and not going over the amount that you get for free. So any questions at all on that, please reach out to me. And don't forget to like and comment. Thanks so much for joining Stamp with Tracy for today's Well Wednesday. Happy stamping, everyone.